No on the amendment? Okay. Councilman Kalik on the amendment.
I do agree with Councilman Jackson, but at the same time, we do need project managers or so-called, otherwise you will have a trailer park like the last project that we had.
That got nothing to do with project managers, that got to do with poor council voting.
At Buckley Park. And
Irresponsible
also,
poor council voting.
also, we've been talking about premium pay for our employees for months and months. So I think the key is the premium pay for me. That's why I'm voting yes for it. Thank you.
So your vote is yes, Councilman Kalik?
Yes.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Okay.
Councilman Mendez.
Councilman Mims, I'm going to skip over Councilman Mendez.
Okay.
He's settled down.
So to the viewing public, it's not 300,000 for project managers. It's over a 4-year span. And 4-year span contractually, and then it's still, we still have to go out to bid, still have to apply and have to come back. And we definitely need oversight. And I can go through a whole bunch of stuff that warrants the fact that we need project managers. But the biggest piece of this item, and to make sure that we're voting, is the premium pay for the employees. We've been advocating, we've been fighting for that, and I pray that we get the 6 votes that are needed on tonight, because our employees deserve to get paid. I'm gonna say that, Paterson, so pay close attention to see if this gets approved, you'll get paid, and if it doesn't get approved, you won't get paid. So my vote is yes.
On the amendment, okay.
On the
Councilman
amendment.
Mendez, we're making an amendment on number 29.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Abstain, Madam Clerk.
What do you mean second? We're voting.
We're voting on item 29?
29 with an amendment, like it was a no,
There's an
then it was
amendment,
reconsidered with new numbers. So Madam Clerk, can you please let Councilman Mendez know
Okay.
the exact amount?
So the
So you
amendment,
said the visitor centers out,
No,
but
okay. Council President, since it's my, I
You
can,
realize that we're in the middle of voting?
I'm trying to explain to him.
I know,
Council-
but it should not come from.
Okay, go ahead, Madam Clerk.
yes, so Councilman Mendez, Councilman Kalik, not Kalik, Councilman Abdelaziz with finance, the premium pay, which is number 29, in the attachment, with amending this to take out $2 million. And also there are some other numbers for the River Street project.
No,
For the
Council,
River Street?
Council President, may I? So
Councilman
Councilman,
Abdelaziz.
the original item failed with everything that you saw on. We reconsidered it, and I made an amendment to remove about $15 million out of there. So my amendment is approving $3.1 million of expenditures. $2 million of that is for premium pay. $300,000 is for project managers within 4 years to oversee roads, River Street projects, anything, and another project manager to oversee parks. That's the expenditure that's in front of us. The bulk of my amendment is paying premium pay for.
and the
our-
$15 million.
miss-
and
Is
$15
removed.
million
So this is
are-
only a
And
3.1,
You missed the consultant portion.
the consultant. So it's 3.1 altogether.
How much was
Pri-
the consultant?
The 500 to do the premium pay.
So the 500 that's gonna do the analysis,
premium pay.
not just on premium pay. They're gonna be doing the work
Yes.
on several things.
And the consulting how much is for consulting?
500,000. That was approved before.
That's
That was
$1.1 million.
already approved.
Yes, 2 million for premium pay, 300 for roads, project manager over 4 years, 300,000 for parks, and 500,000 for the consultant for all the ARP money. And we removed 15.1 million from the original expenditure.
1.1 just in consultant fees and fees.
That's-
Okay, Councilman, we're in roll call.
That's-
I'm sorry, we're in roll call.
Everybody else.
That's,
You have the floor, Councilman Mendez.
thank you, I appreciate it, Councilman. Thank you for the explanation. And definitely, I'm in full support of making sure that everybody get paid. But I've been very vocal in terms of this entity, this consulting firm, holding and getting contract left and right. And I just have a problem with that. I have a serious problem with that. This is the third or the fourth contract that this entity has. I mean, I mean, what are we doing? I mean, and this is my opinion. And I'm gonna continue, getting my point, because I definitely hope that we bring some clarity in the future. But there's have to be different players in this game. My vote is no, Madam Clerk. Thank you.
How you voted?
Councilman Rivera,
How you voted?
With this amendment, my vote is yes.
Madam President.
Yes.
The vote is 6 in favor, 2 against, 1 absent. The amendment is hereby approved.
Thank you very much. Council members, the last items that we
No,
have.
no, we got to vote on
No,
it
no, we
now.
have to vote.
Oh, I'm sorry,
with
I'm
the-
sorry.
You have to
As
vote.
amended.
Roll call?
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Roll call on item number 29 with the amendments. Councilman Abdelaziz.
So my council colleagues, Councilman Rivera likes to say, we have the GTD committee, so getting things done. I think this is a fair amendment. Councilwoman Mims seconded it, and we all approved this amendment. This is a fair amendment to get our employees paid for premium pay. This original appropriation had 18.1 million, but this council approved the amendment to not hold the money for our employees, right? Let's be very simple what we're voting on right now. Out of the 3.1 million in front of us is $2 million. That's why I put this amendment on the floor, because we can't kick the can down the road. We can't hold them hostage and hold their money. We all talk about that. And the other $300,000 is not a consultant that's getting paid $300,000 for 1 year. Councilwoman Mims made it very simple. This is a project manager that's going to oversee the millions of dollars that we're investing in these projects, right? For roads and parks. And then the consultant that we're talking about was already approved by this council. They got to get paid. They were approved to work, and now they have to get paid.
Right.
That's all we have to do. So this is a fair amendment. This allows us to finally start the process and pay our employees that worked during the pandemic. While every other agency was paying their employees hazard pay, we cannot stand in the middle of that now. My vote is yes.
Councilwoman Khan.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. My vote is yes.
Councilman Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'd like to make a motion to amend this item once again, please, Madam Clerk.
No,
We're in
Point of order, we're in the middle of roll call. You cannot make an amendment in the middle of roll call, parliamentary.
We did the amendment.
We gotta get a book on. We gotta get a book on Robert's Rules of
To
Order.
adopt it as amended.
No, you're absolutely right. We do need to circulate the book for Robert's Rules of
I
Order.
read
But
that
what we
book
need-
every night,
I'm sorry,
Councilman.
can you mind holding your commentary?
You have the floor, Councilman Jackson.
I'm sorry, but what we also need to do is point out to the members of the public on how they utilize employees' benefits to funnel money to the political adversaries of the mayor. You have everyone working on behalf of this mayor to continue to funnel money to the same consultants as Councilman Mendez just talked about. $500,000 to a consultant. Why didn't the councilman of the 6th Ward just exclude those fees as well? If we're just focusing on the labor of making sure the employees are getting paid their hazardous pay, why not separate this item? It's the same as the garbage bill, how they reluctantly want to separate these items from the payment of bills. Bulk it together so that we all have to make this arrangement. But that was a very good play as they work on behalf. I can't fall asleep on certain items. As soon as the Councilman Mendez, I appreciate you at least being willing to stand forward on this. $300,000 to a consultant to tell us how to do a park. We have 2 parks to get redone, yet he's gonna make $300,000. And they said, well, it's a contract for 4 years. This administration won't even be here in 4 years. He's on his way out in 4 months. And yet we're gonna allow them to spend this money on whatever it is that they want so it can continue to be reciprocated are refunneled back through their campaign donations. It's been clear. You see it every time of the way. Now, here's the thing, members of the public. I'm being patient, actually, and I hope that you are as well. I hope to see how enthusiastic various council members are when it comes time to hold the committee of the whole to further the investigation on the illegalities that's taking place within this administration. Clearly, you see pictures of certain things happening, and yet there's only certain members of the council that wants to talk about this stuff. But needless to say, your money is just being senselessly squandered once again while people continue to get paid. Every single one of them that you see working on behalf of this initiative, it was the same people that voted in favor of the stadium that has provided absolutely no employment opportunities for Paterson. But they talk about how great it is. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot the Negro League Museum. Yeah, it doesn't get much better than this. Madam Clerk, I apologize for keeping you here after the hour. My vote is no.
Councilman Kalik.
Did you call my name, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Councilman Kalik, yes, sir.
This consultant's fee or consultant company, like Councilman Abdulaziz said, he was approved already. They are not only going to see this $3 million or $18 million. They're going to oversee the whole $63 million. And personally, I went to mayor's office a couple of times, and most of my council colleagues as well. And we proposed some of the ideas. For example, the rec center and the police department should be together on Broadway. All these things need to get in place by this, I guess, this consultant. I'm not a fan of this consultant either, but this job needs to get done. And Mr. CFO, how did you come up with 3.1? Because what I see is $2 million for premium pay, $300 for park project, and consultant is another $500. So it should be $2.8 million.
It's 300, but it's 600,000.
No, it's,
We're in the middle, there's no count, we are in roll call right
His
now.
numbers are wrong, Council President. 600,000.
Councilman, we are in roll call.
600 plus 5 is 1.1, plus 2 is 3.1.
I see 300.
It's 300 twice. They have multiple friends. They have multiple
continue?
friends.
All right, my vote is yes.
Okay.
Councilman Mendez?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And all I would need to say is that I've been mentioning this over and over. This law firm has already multiple contract with this entity, with this city, multiple contract, and they just continue coming back to the city. We all know how politically connected this entity is with administration. I do have a problem with that. And all I have is my vote, and that's my right. My vote is no, Madam Clerk. Thank you.
Your vote is no? You said no, Councilman? No. Okay, Councilman Mims?
So I'll say it once again.
Say it.
The amendment has been placed on the floor to remove $15 million out of the item. The items that still remain is, one, premium pay for the employees who worked during the pandemic. Who needs it? Then you have project managers. I've been a staunch advocate for project managers for this city for 4 years. And let me tell you why. When you go up Madison Ave, just one street in particular, and you look at how public service digs up the ground and leaves that work there, and then we have to come back and we have holes and we have to go back and there's platelets. Fair Street where there's a platelet, in front of the meat market on East 16th, there was a platelet forever. You need project managers to oversee the roads. You need in all these projects, and you also need project managers for the parks to make sure that things are in its proper place. These are necessities. This is not a political pony ride. This is not, let's do it because I'm up for election so I can shout from the rafters. The city needs the right people in place to provide oversight and to make sure that the money that we're spending is being utilized to the best of, to its best usage. So for me, this item is not political. It is in the best interest of our constituents and our employees who work during COVID. I'm gonna keep saying that. They worked during COVID and they deserve to get paid. We all keep saying it, but we keep voting no. We're saying the employees need to get paid, but then you're voting no. You gotta make your mind up. You gotta either be on the employee sides or off. This item is paying the employees premium pay. And I'm voting yes. I'm standing with the employees. I'm standing with all those people that suffered through and worked, didn't get a day off. We're sitting here with the clerk, Madam Clerk in her office. They were here when we were home virtual. So we have to remember these people that suffered and sacrificed when some of us were in a place of convenience. So Paterson, I am definitely standing with our employees. I'm standing because this city has shown, through the administration, has shown itself that it needs project managers. It's just point blank, period. That's why I've been advocating and fighting for it, is in this item. I am voting in the affirmative. This is what's needed. It is a priority. Paterson is about doing the right thing, and I'm always for a better Paterson. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Rivera?
So real quick, I want to thank my council members for making this amendment. Listen, you can have, everything cannot be your way. The council approved previously, the council approved previously the consultants. The only way to pay them is through this amendment, and they're already doing some of the work. You cannot have premium pay without the work of the consultants. So logically, you have to think about it this way. Yes, we're gonna hear Councilwoman Mims now, in her closing remarks during the campaign trail, talk about this project manager.
Amen.
Christmas coming early, maybe you get your cost-benefit analysis, also, you see? No, but you know what, I gotta say though, that given what I've heard today regarding a park, how much we spend on the parks, and also the failures that we have seen in some of the parks that we have also allocated funding for, I was never in favor of getting a project manager, because we said, look, we created an engineering division. No, but we created an engineering division, and I think we hire other people within. I thought they were able to, along with DPW, supervise all those constructions, but DPW have not been able, when I mean DPW, I mean the management have not been able to supervise and plan out these projects adequately. So, no, okay, I agree with you. We need these project managers. So my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President?
Please, council members. Madam Clerk?
Yes, your vote, Council President.
Yes.
Okay. So the vote is 6 in favor, 2 against, 1 absent. Item number 29 is hereby adopted with the amendment. Legal and Finance will make the necessary amendments to this resolution and the attachment.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, we have, 5, 6, 7, first reading, correct? Left,
Yes,
and we have
25, 26.
7.
25, 26, and 27, correct?
We have, did you mention number 9?
Oh,
Number 9 is for that budget.
that's the Bunker Hill budget.
Yeah, I think we can handle these quickly.
Okay, let us go. Madam Clerk, number 5. In that
Number
order,
5.
5, 6, 7, 9.
Yes. Okay, next item is item number 5 for first reading. No public hearing is required. Capital ordinance providing for various sewer utility improvements by and in the city of Paterson, the county of Passaic, state of New Jersey, and appropriating $7,300,000 therefore from grant proceeds received pursuant to the Federal American Rescue Plan to pay for the costs thereof.
So moved.
Move. Second.
Moved by Councilman Abdelaziz and second by Councilwoman Mims.
Discussion.
Discussion, Councilman Mendez.
Thank you, Madam President. I just got a question for Madam BA. So $7.3 million for sewer, that's including Rivers 3. What portion of the total funding is going to be allocated for Rivers 3?
That is the portion that we're pulling in for the River Street project.
The entire 7.3?
Yes. And then it's probably going to be closer to 12, 11 or 12. And the rest of the funding is going to be through the infrastructure, New Jersey infrastructure.
Just the reason why I'm asking, Madam BA, because I just want to make sure that we put all the resources that we need on River Street. It's just shameful just by driving by River Street. It's just horrible.
Okay.
All right, so just on that, good to go.
Roll call, Madam Clerk, on
Question.
item,
What size is the sewer line under River Street?
We do not know the size of the
Councilman of the Sixth Ward, what size is it?
I don't think I'm an expert in everything. There's no engineer here.
So how do we know that it's gonna be how expensive it's gonna be? Everyone makes commentary. The thing we do around here is we waste money. Instead of spending money on a project manager, we should be spending money on audit reports and making sure that all the contractors provide us an extensive report on how much they spent on materials and workforce.
Well, Councilman Jackson, we have the bid that went out for the construction administration. That will be coming in front of you. You will be able to ask questions
How
of our
do we set
engineer.
$7.3 million aside and it didn't even go out to bids?
And
That's the first
it
thing.
is-
Secondly, the same thing
it
that we
did go
just
out to
spent, I'm
bid.
sorry, Madam BA. I asked you a question, you said you didn't know, now all of a
No,
sudden.
Councilman, I think you need to.
I'm sorry, Madam BA. I didn't ask for you to, I didn't ask
I
any
know
further
you
questions.
never asked for, you don't want the
Madam
actual
BA, I didn't
facts.
ask for any
Okay,
further
one
questions.
second.
I asked
don't
you a
want the
simple
actual
question, I
facts.
asked you
I
a question,
understand that.
and you didn't have an answer.
I'm
Now
not
you're
an
coming up
engineer.
with
I'm coming up
another
with- I'm
answer.
telling you who
I
you
didn't
can
ask you
actually
for a
ask
question, once again, Madam BA,
Councilman-
I didn't ask you
So-
for a
Councilman
question.
Jackson.
Jackson,
disrespectful.
Madam BA.
How's it disrespectful?
Councilman-
I'm talking, and she wants to now answer a question that I never asked her.
Okay,
I'm simply making a statement of fact. We just spent $1.4 million in a park that obviously, if you add up all the material and concrete, is nowhere close to even $200,000. But we continue to do this. As I said with the trailer park years ago, 1.4 in the trailer park, something that costs $200,000. And obviously, there's people here that don't understand the numbers when it comes to construction, but yet we're still talking about, oh, it's gonna be very expensive. You guys go ahead and keep on passing it, keep on passing these figures so people could continue to be paid handsomely on the taxpayers' backs.
so.
I'm done with this discussion, Council
So
President. You can
Councilman
move.
Jackson,
Roll
I just
call.
want to make a statement to something you just said, and it is obvious to all of us that these past 2 years have really, has hit everyone very badly. And everything is expensive. Everything. Councilman, just from the gas to food, I mean, everything. Cars, you can't find cars. Okay, so I mean, I understand what you're saying, right? But I would have to disagree that,
Obviously,
you
we
know,
don't. We
that maybe
continue to
2
vote the
years
same
before.
way. As I continue to talk about the price per square foot, we're spending $400,000 per square foot when the national average is $150,000. These things you can easily find.
Yeah, if you live in Kentucky,
Oh,
we live
okay.
in New
All right,
Jersey
so
and New
thank
York.
you.
Once again,
Thank you
no.
very much. All right, so,
A
Madam,
simple Google search will show you in the state of New York,
Madam-
it's $150 a square foot.
okay, so Madam
national
Clerk,
average is
Councilman
150.
Jackson, Councilman Abdulaziz.
Please.
New York is a part of the nation, whether you knew it or not.
Okay.
When you do a,
And again,
when you
in
do
New
it,
York, the national
in mathematics, when you
average
do
cost
average.
Point of order, point of
Thank you,
order.
Council.
Point of order, Council President.
Point of order is, I had the floor.
Councilwoman
And
Mims.
everyone else wants to interject what they're talking about and don't know what they're talking about. Have never built anything.
Councilman
We continue
Jackson.
to waste all this money in this community. I want to see how enthused everybody is when the committee of the whole discussion comes up.
Madam Clerk,
Yes, Madam
roll
President.
call on item number 5 for first reading.
Sure, thank you. Roll call on item number 5 for first reading, Councilman Abdelaziz.
So, Council President, Madam Clerk, I am not no engineer. I don't know the sewer lines, right? That's why we allocated Councilman Mendez to make sure that this project gets done right. That's why we have project managers. And Councilman Jackson, if you think you know everything about it, maybe you should apply for that position and make sure we're doing it right. We're not experts. None of us here have an engineering degree. right? No one here has an engineering degree. There's professionals. Professionals give us their opinions. We hire them. We hope they do what's best, right? I can't sit here and take your numbers. Councilman, you have no degree. If you were in front of a board, they'll ask you for your expertise and swear you in. They will not take you as an expert. Every planner, every engineer gets sworn in testimony, and they give their credentials. So the numbers that you're taking, I'm not going to entertain those. I'm going to entertain the people that went to school and have the credentials, just like I wouldn't expect you guys to take my numbers. I'm not an engineer. But we're over here, we're not approving $7.3 million to spend. This is a drawdown, and then we get the specs, we get the RFP, we get the engineer that works for the city to come in front of us and tell you, he'll answer all your questions. He'll tell you if it's a 6-inch line or an 18-inch line. I don't know. That's what the engineer gets paid to do. But we also got to understand as council members, we don't know everything, and no one on this council has an engineering degree. We may think we're jack of all trades. So, unfortunately, we're not. That's the reality. Council President, it's been a long night. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman Khan?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I think probably 5 years ago, it was going to cost $8 million to do River Street. But I know now that it's going to cost more because I don't know how many letters I done sent out to the engineer, about all them plates that are on the streets because sewer collapse. I mean, you could just ride and I got, just in my ward alone, Fair Street, they got the plates there and those things got to get fixed. They got to get replaced. Eventually the plates start moving. So this is just a start of it. I mean, I probably get a call at least every week about River Street. When are we going to do River Street? When are we going to get River Street? Nope, I don't know what size line it is, but I'm learning about size of line now. 51-inch pipes. Those are big pipes that we got to put in our roads. I mean, big wide pipes that we got to put in our roads to make sure that it is. But every week I get a call about River Street. We got to get it started. It's been such a long time. There's so many. I mean, even with the other sewer piece you have on here, I have so many, quite a few in my area that got those metal plates. So we got to get this stuff done. No, I don't. I've been learning more about the pipes in 51-inch and 20-inch and copper and tubing and it's just stuff costs a lot of money. I had some stuff done in my house and the man had to stop because he said it was costing too much for the material. And so I had to wait. He said, no, it's too high. You can't buy that stuff now. And I'm telling you, with this pandemic, prices shot through the roof just to get stuff done in your home. Shot through the roof. And I know I'm a homeowner, and I needed some stuff done, and I had to wait. And I'm still waiting a little bit because the prices are still outrageous. Madam Clerk, with that being said, my vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Jackson?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'm going to indulge this conversation just for a short moment because somehow some people seem to believe that, well, I mean, it's not. You just cut to the chase. First of all, I have a degree in math, Councilman, and coincidentally, my undergraduate studies was engineering, biomedical engineering, in fact. I opted not to finish my engineering degree and stay longer because I went to pursue a career as a professional athlete. From that point, I came home and I opened up a business. I wrote checks for millions of dollars. When it's your own money, you're more frugal with it. When it's your own money, you do more due diligence, as these people here are writing checks for millions of dollars without even understanding what we're paying for. So let me give you the comparison. Right on Memorial Drive, there was a 10-foot, not a 51-inch, not a 22-inch, a 10-foot diameter sewer line. The cost of that project was $5 million. With the engineer, this council, I was the only one who voted no. This council approved a change order for $2 million additional dollars, where the engineer, the architect, and the surveyor all screwed up. Professionals that we pay, that he just said, we just gotta trust them. You can't trust these people that's coming in here to take your money. These people are coming in here to take advantage of you and your ignorance and not knowing what it is. So the people who actually have to vote on these items have no idea and no clue what they're voting on. Yet, I'm the person that knew when I'm overseeing people outside putting illegal fill back into the holes that we're continuously paying for in these so-called professionals. So yes, maybe I happen to be a little bit more knowledgeable in those areas, but you would think some of my council colleagues would take that direction and at least raise an eyebrow on all of this money we're approving. $7.3 million, and we have no clue what's the linear footage of repair that's being made, how much piping is being replaced. It does not cost $1 million to replace underground sewage. It doesn't. The cost for aggregate and QP is like $1 something per yard. But obviously, no one here has ever made those kind of purchases. So we sit here and continuously vote to give away a substantial amount of money for projects that we don't even understand. I just built the house, a two-family house, for less than $200,000 per unit. Less than $100,000 per unit. We sit here and approve projects that for two-family units for $700,000-$800,000, and we give away $500,000 in grant money for two-family units that's going up around here. But again, people, when it's not their money and they're writing checks for your money and they're not being frugal in doing it. So obviously, Madam Clerk, need I say, I'm not in a strange place, but every single time when you go back and check my track record, check history, when you go back and review the votes that I voted, one against, and however many in favor, I've been absolutely correct on, and I'll be correct on this one again. I'll bring a report and provide what it costs per linear foot to do these types of repairs and see if it's going to amount to $7.3 million. It's asinine. My vote is no, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Kalik?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The cost for this project hasn't been determined yet. There is no RFP out yet. So I'm not gonna mention my colleague name, but we don't know how much is it gonna cost. I know for a fact it's gonna cost more than $7.3 million.
So,
It's gonna to finish the project. We don't know how much is it yet. That's the bottom line. Also, since last 4 or 5 years, I've been here. I mean, almost every other meeting you gotta hear about River Street. Somehow it's gotta get done. I like it or not, but the job gotta get done, and that's for a fact. I know this money we're just allocating it. We don't have the whole plan. We don't know how much is it gonna cost, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be more than $7.3 million. For now, we need to start somewhere, and my vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Mendez?
thank you, Madam President. I think that I'm just gonna say to my Paterson resident that if I will be the mayor, this council will have a lot more information. Because how simple is to bring, this is a very important project. And if I will be the mayor, I'll make sure that the engineer will be sitting there and the whole team of people asking questions and having that. I'm gonna have the floor, Councilman Adalasi. You want my minute? You wanna use? Oh.
You want to give me your time? I'll take
Okay.
it.
No, because I hear that
I felt like I'm at a debate here.
Council
finally.
members,
Thank you.
Councilman Mendez,
You got
you
your
have the
time.
floor.
So, but I just want to say this, right? And I'm as like Councilman Jackson, I'm in the real estate and the construction business. I do really have a problem when somebody say, "Oh, that's gonna cost more." I'm the type of person that I'm starting a new project. I have exactly the idea of the number that I'm gonna spend on that. And if I know that I have to spend, let's say 1,000, and I could allocate 1,000, how am I gonna come back and say, look, you know what, let me allocate only 500 or 600, knowing that maybe later I'm gonna need more. That's the conflict that I have with this administration. And all jokes aside, yes, when this council asks questions, they deserve answering. And some council members, they feel offensive when other council colleagues start asking questions. I would like to have the traffic engineer here, the engineer, Fred, over here, and all the people involved in this project, because information is power. And that information is not only for us, that information is for the viewer, for the taxpayer that are home watching this meeting. They deserve to have as much information as possible. And that doesn't hurt. So I know that the River Street design and construction, so we allocated $1 million on this item, project manager $300,000, and the River Street, the construction itself, $6 million. So we allocating $7.3 million on this piece of legislation. I just want to say that I want to see River Street done. I don't agree the way this administration present numbers and this ordinance to us, because I do believe that they definitely could give us more information. The dialogue, it could be much better. But Paterson, ladies and gentlemen, River Street need to be fixed. I'm definitely gonna wait to receive the numbers back, but we gotta move forward with River Street. We have $7.3 million here. It is my hope that we could cover the project with this, and we'll start as soon as possible. And this is a clear example, and I'm just gonna say this on closing before my vote. This is a clear example that not everything is about politics. On the last legislation, the $5.7 million, I agree in my heart, like Councilman Flavio Rivera, I agree that this is not the time to spend to allocate $5.7 million to fix park. But in this case, the whole Paterson know that River Street need to be fixed, and those $7.3 million need to be allocated to start this project as soon as possible. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Mims?
So Paterson, there are approximately 77 days before the election on May 10th. There are 9 meetings before the election as well. Please pray for us. Because just pray for us. Remember that date, 77 days and 9 meetings before the election. The River Street infrastructural sewer issues have been going on for a very, very long time. This money is money that was given to us through the federal government through an American Rescue Plan. We received $63.7 million. One of the projects that has been requested and demanded by a lot of the council members was the repair of River Street. It wasn't just a repaving issue, it was a sewer infrastructural issue. One of the things that was recommended, I know I did and others, that said make sure we do an assessment of the roads to prioritize what is in desperate need. Paterson, I'm sure you agree, River Street is one of the nightmares of this city. It encompasses 3 wards, the 1st ward, the 3rd ward, and the 4th ward. And no matter what section or portion you drive down River Street, it is in true disarray. So instead of us just doing a patch job, it is in the best interest of the city to do a true job of $7.3 million allocation to repair the sewer and go all the way down and build it and do what's needed based on oversight by project management and also based with our new engineering department that we have now that's internalized in the city, which we advocated and fought for so that the $1 million wasn't outsourced. Now we have it internally that they're employees of the city. Paterson is called doing it right the first time. I know Councilman Abdelaziz said the GTD. The GTD, I'm in the GT, but I want to say this, Councilman Al. I am project management certified. I'm a PMP specialist from George Washington University, and I worked in the engineering department of Verizon and was one of the only African Americans that was on the development team for the Files product that we watch today. So there are some engineering people that sit on the council that pretty much know what they're talking about. They may not always flaunt it, but they know what they're talking about. A little pat on my back for that. But we have to be in a place where we put out facts and we put out information to the public. I saw a video. Raquel, this is for you. You may not be up now. Raquel just did a video on River Street. Raquel, we're hearing your cry. I'm voting in the affirmative, as some others are as well. We heard your cry, Raquel and so many others on River Street. Let's get it done. GTD, Paterson, this vote is for you. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Madam President,
Yes.
the vote is 6 in favor, 1 against, 2 absent. Item number 5 is hereby adopted on first reading. Second reading will be held at the regular meeting of March 8, 2022 at 7 p.m.
Very well. Item number 6 for
Next
first reading.
item is item number 6 for first reading. No public hearing is required. Capital ordinance providing for various combined sewer outflow improvements by and in the city of Paterson, the county of Passaic, state of New Jersey, and appropriating $3,650,000 therefore from grant proceeds received pursuant to the Federal American Rescue Plan to pay for the cost thereof financed.
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Mims. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman, did you say second? Mendes? No.
Cotton.
Oh, I'm sorry. Councilwoman Cotton. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 6.
Roll call on item number 6 for first reading. Councilwoman Khan? Yes. Councilman Jackson?
Once again, I mean, there needs to be some training. There needs to be some serious training. Like, this is not a joke. I mean, you guys are laughing. I would have never been able to build build a restaurant to the statute that I did had I continued to go with these kinds of estimates and cost factoring that we're doing here. Yeah, you can find all kinds of contractors that's going to build something that's going to cost you $1 million, and yet find somebody else to do it for $200,000. And we're not even basing the factors on any real numbers. How many linear feet are we talking about? What is the average cost? We can't even say that because we don't even know. Nobody's saying how much, exactly where, from what corner to what corner are we looking to repair? No, we're repairing River Street. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see exactly what this thing looks like once it starts. My vote is no, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Kalik?
Yes.
Councilman Mendez?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I know we're in roll call, Madam BA, but through the chair to Madam BA. So we allocating $3.6 million for the sewer, to the overflow, combined sewer overflow improvement. And in the third ward, I have a major problem with that, a major problem. 18th Avenue, 17th Avenue, 16th, East 32nd, East 33rd. It's just really bad what's going on there. So I'm expecting to see in the second reading some area, specific area, Madam BA, where we're going to be allocating this fund. Because I cannot say no to this legislation, because every time we have a little bit of rain, I get calls, people losing their cars in that section of the third ward. They get water into the basement. It's a disaster every time it rains a little bit. But I need to see the specific area. Where are we planning to spend this money? Let me just give you an example. I'm here representing the entire city of Paterson with my vote. But I understand that as a councilman of the third ward, there's a major problem on that section. I just need to make sure that part of those $3.6 million will be invested on that specific area. How I could get that guarantee? If it's not on this legislation, at least a zone or an area. And that's a question, Madam BA, that I have for you. It's on first reading, Madam BA, but I just hope. And at the end of the voting section, if you want to comment on that, because I really want to see that. And I don't understand if it's me, I just don't really understand. And that's what I do, business construction. I don't know if it's me, but every time, if you put a piece of legislation, you could put zone area where you're planning to spend $3.6 million. And you know, and the administration know the most effective area. And in the third ward, I have a section that is definitely in need of that improvement. So this is the only reason why I will say yes to this. I cannot say no, because this will go to my constituent, but I'm gonna fight to make sure that money, part of that money, stay in the third ward. I've been saying my vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Mims?
So, just a little, I just feel like a teacher tonight. So let me just give a little bit of education on this particular item. There is a plan. We were mandated by the New Jersey Waterways and the New Jersey Water Commission to put in place a plan which was presented to this council and approved by this council with the CSO water flow issues that are and concerns that we have throughout the city of Paterson. I have to put on record and commend two women that are leading the charge, and they're on the state calls. They've invited us, myself and Councilwoman Cotton, we've been on those calls. Tina Gallon from the 2nd Ward, and Ms. Frances Harrison from the 3rd Ward, who represent the city of Paterson to ensure whatever funding, information that's needed, that it is provided to the city of Paterson. I commend them on that work. I believe Tina and Martha Arancibia, how can I forget her, from the 5th Ward, they were highlighted in the New York Times and another major newspaper for the work that they're doing as it relates to CSO water flow. So there is a plan, and Madam BA, maybe that you could just resend it to the council members, so for those that need to be familiarized with the plan and how it's laid out based on the law that we have to abide by, or there will be fines that we would have to pay on a daily basis for not adhering to the law. So with that stated, with this item, there are major sewer outflow issues in different areas. I agree with Councilman Mendez, 18th Ave. I've been in that area where when it floods because of the sewage backup, a lot of residents over in that east side section, I've seen them have to stand on top of their vehicles because of the flooding that happens over in that particular area. So to our Madam BA, can we just, go back to the plan and make sure that that area is a priority? I know we have moved another section first, but that should be the next area or included in this item that we're approving on tonight. With that said, thank you, Paterson, for allowing me to provide that bit of education from our previous votes. My vote is yes.
Madam President?
Yes.
The vote is 5 in favor, 1 against, 3 absent. Item number 6 is hereby adopted on first reading. Second reading will be held at the next regular meeting of March 8, 2022 at 7 p.m.
Thank you. Item number 7?
Next item is item number 7 for first reading.
Yeah, Council
public-
President, if I may, 1 second, please. I just want to say to the BA, if you can send that out again, because I think that it's been a while that the federal government is mandating us to have certain things in place that we got to get done. We're partnershiping with the city of Newark and the city of Jersey City because they're in the same boat that we're in with this combined sewer system. So please resend it to all council members that the federal government is not playing. If you don't do what they tell you to do, and I remember we was voting on something, and if we did not vote on it that night, we could be fined $10,000 per day. And they don't want to hear about you ain't got no money to pay. So please resend that out again.
Madam Clerk, item number 7?
Next item is item number 7 for first reading. No public hearing is required. An ordinance establishing all-way stop control intersection of 17th Avenue and East 31st Street, Department of Public Works.
So moved.
So moved.
So moved by Councilwoman Mims and Mendez and second by Council President.
Okay.
Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 7.
Roll call on item number 7 for first reading. Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Kalik,
Yes.
Councilman Mendez.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I have a lot of conversation with a lot of the residents on East 31st and 17th Avenue. They definitely waiting for this four-way stop sign, that section. So I'm looking forward to see this on second reading and be installed as soon as possible to control the traffic and stop all the action that we have on that section. With that being said, my vote is yes, Madam Clerk. Thank you.
Councilman Mims.
So let me tell you how this actually happened. I was on a Facebook Live. I have to give a shout out to Big V Val Freeman. And while we're on the Facebook Live, a resident was on the live and talked about the accidents that are happening in that area, how she tried to reach out and nothing got done for years. So I reached out to her on the sidebar, went over into the area, reached out to her child, they did a traffic study, and that is how this item is being brought forward to the council. So to the residents over there, I'll be coming over by March 8th, which will be the final vote, and then 20 days after that, if it is approved, to make sure that it's in its proper place. And I want to thank the resident that was on Big V or Val's Live that took the stand for the entire block. And so this is moving forward. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Madam President.
Yes.
The vote is 6 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 7 is hereby adopted on first reading. Second reading will be held at the regular meeting of March 8th, 2022 at 7 p.m.
Council members, we have 4 more items. Item number 9, 25, 26, and 27.
Yep.
Do not,
Councilman
25,
Jackson, you were okay with 27, correct?
27. I thought we
27?
did 26.
Councilman Jackson? All right. Madam Clerk, item number 9?
This next item is item number 9, resolution. Resolution addressing 2022 budget procedure requirements for the Bunker Hill Industrial Park Special Improvement District. Authorizing reading by title only, authorizing budget introduction, directing the clerk to advertise it and schedule a public hearing, and directing the assessor to prepare an assessment roll of properties within the district. Finance Resolution 22094.
Move it.
Second. Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Cotton, second by Councilwoman Mims. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 9 for approval.
Roll call on item number 9 for approval, was the introduction. Councilwoman
introduction.
Cotton? Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Khalid?
Yes.
Councilman Mendez? Yes. Councilman Mims?
Yes.
Madam President?
Yes.
The vote is 6 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 9 is hereby adopted. The public hearing and adoption of this budget will be held at a regular meeting of March 22nd, 2022 at 7 p.m.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, item 25?
Yes. Next item is item number 25, resolution commemorating the 178th anniversary of Dominican independence and designating February 27th as Dominican Independence Day within the city of Paterson. This is sponsored by Council President Davila, Councilman Rivera, and Councilman Mendez, co-sponsored by the remaining council members. City Council Resolution 22110.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Mendez, second by Councilwoman Mims and Cotton. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item 25 for approval.
Roll call on item number 25 for approval. Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Khalid?
Yes.
Councilman Mendez?
Yes.
Councilman Mims?
Yes.
Madam President?
Yes.
The vote is 6 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 25 is hereby adopted.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Item 26.
Next item is item number 26, resolution acknowledging Women's Month, History Month with the theme Providing Healing, Promoting Hope. This is sponsored by Council President Davila, Councilwoman Mims, Dr. Lilisa Mims, Councilwoman Cotton, and co-sponsored by the remaining council members, City Council Resolution 22111.
I'm
Second.
moving it.
Second.
Second.
Moved by Council President Davila, second by Councilwoman Cotton and Mims and Mendez. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item 26 for approval.
Roll call for item number 26 for approval. Councilwoman Cotton,
Yes.
Councilman Jackson,
Yes.
Councilman Kalik,
Yes.
Councilman Mendez.
Yes.
Councilman Mims.
Women matter. My vote is yes.
Madam President,
Amen. My vote is yes.
the vote is 6 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 26 is hereby adopted.
Thank you very much. And our last item, Councilman Jackson, this is not the one you were referring to before, right?
No.
Okay, Madam Clerk, last item on the agenda for approval, item 27.
Yes. Next item is item number 27, resolution addressing the renewal of a junkyard license for Maria Chiviti, doing business as KAJ Inc., located at 3 Art Street in the First Ward. Finance Resolution 22112.
So moved.
Moved by,
Moved by Councilwoman Mims, second by Councilwoman Cotton. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
roll call on item number 27 for approval. Councilwoman Khan,
Yes.
Councilman Jackson,
Yes.
Councilman Kalik,
Yes.
Councilman Mendez,
Yes.
Councilman Mims.
Yes.
Madam President.
Yes.
The vote is 6 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 27 is hereby adopted.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to close?
Move
So
to close.
moved. Second.
Move to close by
Council
Councilwoman
President.
Cotton.
President to sign those, I just gave you.
Before we make motion to
Councilman
close,
Jackson.
where are we standing with this review? The young man who is completely railroaded since 2017 and has not been able to work and take care of his family, came before this council. Not one person had an answer or anything for him. We have an ongoing investigation, and this council is still been silent on what we're doing with this, with the committee of the whole review. Further, before you answer that, Council President, I mean, there's some grave concerns. It's very concerning to see an article in the paper that a woman in our custody, in police holding cell, is found dead. Well,
I'm sorry, who was found dead?
a woman in police custody was found dead in our custody. Then you have a family that came forward today, and their loved one has been missing. Like there's some things some questions that need to be answered that this administration is just not answering. So prior to that, Council President, I would like to see, again, I made a motion to bring forward a committee of the whole on a number of different occasions. We've obviously have 3 supporters, and we want to find out what are we doing.
So, Councilman, in our last meeting, in our workshop, I stated that we were going to have an executive session, which we're having in our next meeting, workshop. I believe that's March 1st. And at that time, the council will decide if they want to move forward with a committee of the whole. In terms of the other matters that you've discussed, I can't discuss something I don't know in terms of the woman in custody, but clearly, the other matter that came before us, the family that came here with their missing family member, Corporation Counsel and I did have a discussion, and we are going to, well, administration has to do their piece, and it's my understanding that there's also an internal affairs piece, that obviously that's not, and I believe that this has also been taken care of at the or higher levels. I'm not exactly sure. I don't have all details, so I don't want to discuss something without having full details. Oh, I forgot. Sorry? Yeah, okay.
Is there a motion to close out there?
I did a motion, but Councilman Jackson wanted a
I
discussion.
know, but I think
Okay,
he's,
so, do I have a motion to close?
We did it.
Wait a minute, no, who did no, we didn't have a motion.
Councilman
So moved.
Jackson
So,
asked for you to.
So, Madam President, I'm sorry, before we close, just to because, there's been a lot of conversation about this meeting and the committee as a whole. So what you're saying is that we're gonna have a executive section, and during the executive session, we will decide if we will
The
host it.
executive session is to discuss the findings.
Correct.
Okay, concerning the matter that Councilman Jackson brought forth, last week, and we had a discussion about it.
Okay,
And from there, then we can decide as a council if you want to move forward with the committee of the whole.
I also do believe that there's other matters that need to be included in there, so I would like to know what will be
The committee
the
of the whole
process.
can't be a whole bunch of stuff. It has to be specific, so like you can't have 5, 10 items. I mean.
But you could have 2 items on the committee as a whole, 2
I
items,
believe-
3
I-
items. What's the amount of items? Maximum amount?
I believe, and I would probably defer to Corporation Counsel. I know that a committee of the whole has to be specific, so if it's overtime, if that's an issue, then we're gonna be addressing that and the findings with that. In this case, it's the matter before us concerning, the fire chief, and so it has to be specific. But with that said, as I stated, after our executive session on March 1st, the council will decide how they'd like to move forward.
Okay.
Can I have a motion to close? Oh, Councilwoman Cotton, and second by Councilwoman Mims. Roll call, Madam Clerk, to close the regular meeting of 2-2-2-2. Yeah, not 2-2-3, but it was still the meeting of 2-2-2-2.
Roll call to close the regular meeting of February 22, 2022. Councilwoman Khan.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just want to say that there were, this past weekend was 2 outstanding events, the Amistad Gala. I wasn't able to make it, but I did go to the Erie's Hearts of a Lion Foundation, and it was just absolutely beautiful. The little girl had suffered some heart problems, but her mom and dad, Kia and Corey, put together a really nice event. The community really came out and support the event that they had. I always say too that community, if things are gonna, we must support each other for different events that we do for our community. Also, next Sunday, Councilwoman Mims, Councilman Jackson, and I are having a Black History ceremony at the Elks Lodge, 272 Ellison Street. So it's only from 3 to 5. We're recognizing daughters and brothers who's been with the Elks for over 35 years. So each one of these members have been part of them for that many years. So with that being said, I just want to say to you all out there, God bless you. There's so many things that people came to hear tonight. And we do care. Oh, I know every last council person sitting up here feels the heartaches and pains of people. We do care. So to say that we do not care, and we listen to you, and we do care. And I know that Corporation Counsel has taken all the information down. I will send him an email of some of the things that I would like for you to find out for me with some of the speakers that came here tonight. I don't need to say loudly, but you'll know I'll send you an email of what I need you to look into. So with that being said, Madam Clerk, Jennifer, our BA, our CFO, Corporation Counsel, and my council colleagues, and you all out there, please, Paterson, have a good night. God bless you all. Thank you, Madam Clerk. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Jackson.
Yes.
Councilman Kalik.
Good night, everyone. My vote is yes.
Councilman Mendez.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Just before my voting, I just want to take this time to thank all the residents of the city of Paterson for attending our first time homebuyer seminar this past Saturday. It was amazing. It was an incredible event. We helped our community so much in terms of the educational piece on how to become a homeowner, how to purchase your first or second property. We teach about the credit, about the income, about all the steps that you need to follow. I was excited to host that event, and I'm looking forward to host a second event. We're gonna look for a bigger venue because I know we got a little tight in that room, but it was an incredible event, well attended. So I would like to thank all the residents of the great city of Paterson for just educating yourself in terms of being a homeowner. That's what I do, that's my profession, and I'm excited to just continue educating my community. Homeownership is a key factor for us to, clean our community and make sure that our Patersonians feel proud. And I just want to mention this in closing, Madam President. Just allow me to mention something that is really, it happened to me. I don't bring personal matter into this chamber when it comes to me, but I would like to share something that happened this past week with me. I was a victim of a big scam, and I'm gonna just put this out there because maybe this could prevent somebody from getting involved in this. And what happened to me was I was looking to a car, into another SUV, and I get into a marketplace, ladies and gentlemen. I look into a marketplace, I saw the right car, and when I saw this vehicle, I started doing my research. I got in contact with the person that was selling the vehicle. He got multiple different cars, and I liked that SUV. And I checked the report, the VIN, the title. I went through Carfax. I checked the whole history of the car. I spent 3 days looking into all the documents. So when I decided to do the business, I went to New York. I purchased the vehicle. Ladies and gentlemen, when I went to DMV, the only person that could look into the title, it was an investigator from DMV, and they told me that title was a stolen title.
Wow.
So $25,000, ladies and gentlemen, that I paid for the truck. I've been getting a lot of help. They investigating the case. I make a police report in the city of Paterson. I make a police report in New York. But it's something that I wish, my recommendation, if you're out there, please look into. If you want to purchase a vehicle, get in touch. You get a copy of it. Go to DMV. Make sure the title is okay, because they told me that I was the third person that week that got the same situation, the same problem. I just want to put it out there for all of you to just, keep receive, go over, double check. I did all my homework, and now I'm in a very difficult position because I'm fighting to get my money back that I worked so hard for. I'm just gonna come and make that comment and just encourage you, all of you, that if you're going through that, just triple check, because there's a lot of scammers out there. I'm going through that situation right now. So with that being said, Madam Clerk, my vote is yes. Good night, Paterson. God bless you all. Yeah.
Well, hopefully you got, your checks in place and everything, and,
Serious.
Councilman Mims?
25K.
That's serious. I'm praying for you. That's a very serious situation. And I pray that alerts the community to be on the lookout for scammers. I also want to say to the community at large to please watch your surroundings when you're out, you're walking or getting out of your vehicles, and also even in your properties. I want to encourage people that can afford to do it to get a Ring doorbell, because there are some robberies that are taking place in the community where a block away from my home, someone broke into someone's property. And, we're really grateful that they had the Ring doorbell so that we can identify the perpetrator. But community at large, please be on the lookout. If you have a vehicle, leave it in your driveway, leave a light on, do some things that are deterrents to avoid these individuals from causing any future damage. We have, as Councilwoman Cotton has already stated, there were many events. We had, I went to Councilman Mendez's jam-packed home buyer seminar. It was so packed, people were in the hallways. Really needed credit repair. They had everything, one-stop shop at this event. It was a great event, Councilman Mendez. There was the Amistad Gala. There was the event for baby Ari, who is dealing with congestive heart failure. So we were at that event. So many I'll probably forget because I had so many events going on where we were just popping through each one. But on tonight, I want to say, on behalf of myself and Councilwoman Cotton, I want to thank the Passaic County Commissioners for recognizing us for Black History Month. Not only was it Black History Month, but it was historic. They have never honored any African-American council people from Paterson. And they didn't just do Paterson, they did Paterson, Prospect Park, Heldon, and Passaic. So thank you to the Passaic County Commissioners. That's why we were late on tonight. We were being honored over there. And we just appreciate the work, because the Bible says the greatest among them are those who serve. So it's all about serving and doing it from the heart. Paterson, don't forget those days, 77 days and maybe 9 more meetings.
76.
Before the May, well, it's 78, so I said 77, the May 10th election. Then we could come back to the calm after the storm. Thank you so much. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk. Thank you for all you do. Thank you to your secretaries who have to do. Madam BA, happy birthday. Amen. I have to tell you my candy choices. And to our CFO, to our council at large, stay blessed, stay safe. And my vote is yes. Good night, Paterson.
Thank you, Madam President.
So I want to start by thanking, everyone that has called, reached out to me, as I was a victim of theft and literally saw them as they were stealing my car. I want to thank God first and foremost. I mean, He protected my son. There's nothing I'm not saying that has not been put forth, through North Jersey or Tap Into or other Paterson Times, but it was a scary moment. It was a scary moment, and I will continue to say that it is important that we feel safe. Now, I will say this. 4 years ago, right before re-election, almost to the date, my car was vandalized, trashed, my campaign stuff was trashed. And 4 years later, this happens. Coincidence? I don't know. But I am going to say this. There is a God in heaven, and I'm okay. This happened for whatever reason. I'm going to continue to serve. This is not scaring me. We're moving forward, but we must be careful. So with that said, Madam Clerk, I want to thank you, Madam BA, happy birthday as well, and to all my council colleagues, you have a good morning. Good morning. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes to close.
Yes, the vote is 6 in favor, 3 absent. The regular meeting of February 22nd, 2022 is hereby adjourned. Good night, everyone. Happy birthday, Madam BA. Have a